Hey everyone, this is Matt, and we are here deep in the EA hub, in the nucleus of Gamescom. And Louise has been playing Battlefield 5. Louise,
yes.
What did you make of it?
Well, the first thing to say is I played Battlefield 5's Conquest mode, and for the first time we got to see the Rotterdam map. So that's 1940s. Basically, Battlefield 5 is talking about giving the version of history that we don't actually see that much. So we don't tend to get first-person shooters set in the middle of the city of Rotterdam, complete with canals and trains and all of it.
It's more of a holiday destination.
Yeah, it is more of a holiday destination, more like something you'd have postcards from. Although I didn't have very many nice postcards to send from my trip to Rotterdam. So it's the 64-player conquest mode. So basically you're constantly in control and sort of pull and flux of different conquest points, control points across the map, which you're jumping between, and you're constantly losing and you're constantly gaining. So your squad's constantly on the move. It just creates this absolutely... I had these wonderful sort of Saving Private Ryan moments in these tiny city streets, because you go from alleyways to inside houses to big open streets where obviously you don't want to be, because inevitably you end up shot down. And even the bleeding out mechanic for Battlefield 5 is intense. You can ask for help, or you can just opt to bleed out. And I will say that it feels, when you do ask for help and you think there's no one coming, and then someone arrives and fixes you up and drags you back up, and that's you back in the game, there's this absolute sense of real thrill in that, because it's never easy. There's never a given, because at one point we had all the control points, and then at one point we had absolutely none of them. So your squad's constantly moving. There's obviously the gunplay is exactly as you'd expect.
I was going to say, like, in terms of feel, how does this feel as a shooter compared to others?
Well, I think very much along the sense of sort of Battlefield 1, you have these very authentic weaponry, but it doesn't feel unfair in any way, because it's that sort of level of mastery. So even if someone is a better shot than you, it's not a case of frustration, it's a case of getting back in there and doing it again, because everybody is dying. There's mortars hitting the ground, there's tanks rolling on by. So it's constantly like the best war movie you've ever watched, which is really exciting. There was a point where I was with my squad, and we were going along the side of this canal, and they were running in front of me, and a mortar went off and there was smoke, and we were sort of shooting into the smoke, which felt absolutely incredible, because even I died 2 minutes before, but I spawned straight back in, and everyone's working together, and it's genuinely absolutely exhilarating to play. In
terms of scale, so obviously we've got the sort of battlefield destruction, all the sort of visual effects that we come to know and love. Like how impressive is it? And it might be a difficult thing to convey. Hopefully you'll see some footage.
Hopefully you're watching it right now.
That would be helpful. But I assume you're just in awe, right?
Well, it was absolutely, especially obviously you're playing on PC, and it is absolutely geared for that. You're running along, there's these canals with the water sort of beautifully reflecting. You can even go in, you can actually swim in the canals, and you can see underneath. So I didn't actually get a chance, but tactically that means that you can see underneath, you could shoot, you could do whatever from under the water. So
hide.
Hide, yes. Or camp, the really unfair things. But there's definitely the traversal has really been improved. There's a lot of leaping up onto things, rolling and doing things, jumping, diving, because these are huge spaces. And I found this train, and it was incredible. I was running through, sort of sprinting down the middle aisle of this train, and I could see members of my squad sort of running along past me, and you just felt like you were such a part of something really pretty. And also the fact that it reminds you, when you're playing a first-person shooter, you're mostly like, this is what I'm doing, this is war. What Rotterdam does is, this is not meant to be a place of war. This is a place where there's beautiful trees and there's birds taking off into the sky. This is a place
people used to live here.
This is a place where people live, and I think the authenticity of that isn't lost when suddenly, sure, that the houses might not have anything in them, there's not, but you certainly feel a sense of absolute place. And I think as well, because although it's 64 players, you can be in bits of the map that are completely deserted. Like they are empty. It is just you. And there's something about those moments where you're trying to find your squad, or you're trying to get back to where the action is, and you can hear the sound, you can hear the bombs in the horizon, you can hear everything happening, and it absolutely brings this sense of, I am here, this is incredible, this is cinematic. And it's just a genuinely, I didn't expect to be quite as excited by Battlefield as I was, but it was brilliant.
Well, it sounds like you quite enjoyed it, which is good news.
I did indeed.
Awesome. So last question, as always, when is it out?
It's out very soon. You can add it to your teetering pile of to play at Christmas. Battlefield 5 is out on October 11th.
Fantastic. If you've got any questions or comments, please do pop them in the comments below. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to Logitech G for more videos straight from Gamescom 2018.